Please welcome Google Workspace Vice President, Yulie Kwon Kim.
Hello, everyone. I want you to take a step back and look at the incredible pace of innovation. In just a few years, the industry has moved from AI chatbots to AI that thinks and reasons, and now AI that can act on your behalf. But for most organizations, there's still a gap between the promise of AI and the reality of daily work. Your best people are still stuck in the process of work, hunting for files, pulling data from 5 different apps, and chasing updates. Your business speed is capped by how fast a human can manually connect the dots. Today, we flip the burden of work. We're entering the era where you're managing outcomes, not tasks. Every person in your organization becomes a director, commanding a boundless workforce of autonomous AI agents. These agents don't just assist, they execute. So, what is an agent really? Strip away the hype. While a chatbot answers questions, an AI agent achieves goals. It achieves 3 core capabilities. First, context. It understands your unique information. Second, reasoning. It plans the how, breaking down complex goals into steps. And third, orchestration. It acts, using tools to get the job done. The industry is racing to build these agents, but most enterprises are hitting a wall. Why? Because frontier large language models have incredible capabilities, but they don't know how your business actually operates. Agents are missing the rich context of your business in motion, the people you work with, the high priority projects, the chats and emails that happen around the meetings and presentations. They also lack the enterprise context, your operational model, your policies, the critical systems, CRMs and ERPs. At Google, we're breaking through that wall by bringing together 2 critical pieces of the puzzle: your work context and your enterprise context. First, Google Workspace. This is where teams collaborate, decisions are made, and daily work happens. And then there's Gemini Enterprise. This is your company's central nervous system. It bridges the gap between your team collaboration and the data locked in your corporate systems and back-end systems. When you combine these 2 pillars, your agents operate with a complete understanding of your business. But deploying powerful agents and connecting data isn't enough. You must trust their outcomes and govern their access. Many standalone AI solutions force a compromise. You either build custom controls from scratch, or worse, risk letting your proprietary data sit outside your existing guardrails. Google doesn't ask you to compromise. Our platform runs on Google's secure infrastructure and natively inherits the governance and security controls your IT teams have already approved. You get the best of both worlds, a truly new way to work that is still trustworthy. Agents without context and trust aren't assets. They're autonomous liabilities. Let's first look at how Workspace sets you up for this new world. Google Workspace is the world's most popular productivity tool. And to truly drive transformation at that scale, AI must understand how you work. Today, we're introducing Workspace Intelligence. It turns your scattered emails, chats, and files into a cohesive knowledge graph. Workspace Intelligence connects the dots across all your individual data. It's a unified semantic layer with state-of-the-art embedding models. It uses real-time retrieval to surface relevant data and awareness of your current task. This creates a continuously refreshed context. Your workspace content like Gmail or Google Drive, your active projects, your collaborators, your organization's domain knowledge. We're doing more than just linking your files. We're grounding Gemini in the reality of your day-to-day business, enabling you to confidently delegate your work to AI. So what does that look like in practice? Take the project tracker. Building a tracker used to be a manual chore. Now, I can ask an AI agent to build it for me. Here I ask Gemini, create a project tracker for Project Aurora. With Workspace Intelligence, it hunts down features, dates, POCs from context across my emails, chats, and other docs to build it for me. And you can see all the sources it drew from. In the plan, it outlines the steps it'll take, and I clicked approve, and it showed me progress as it goes along. And here it is. On top of that, the new Sheets canvas doesn't just give you a static dashboard. It builds a fully interactive mini app right on top of your data. Gemini can now create an interactive dashboard, a heat map, a Gantt chart, and more. In this case, let's create a Kanban board. So I asked Gemini, create a Kanban board with aggregate metrics. This isn't just a beautiful image. It's an interactive view of your data. Now look at this. You aren't just looking at rows and columns anymore. You're interacting with your business in motion. I could drag the task from the design phase to the logistics phase, and the data underneath dynamically updated. Gemini isn't using a template here. This is a bespoke visualization coded just for you right now on the fly. But what happens when an agent understands your context and can act on it? With Ask Gemini in Chat, we're transforming Google Chat into your unified command line for work. Your teams already spend all day collaborating with people in chat. Decisions are discussed and debated right here. With Ask Gemini in Chat, you no longer have to leave the active flow of work. Your work comes to you. Let's see what that looks like. So imagine I'm an account executive. My deal watcher flow just caught a high priority inbound lead, automatically built a profile in our CRM, and let me know why I should take a closer look. That's hours of manual effort gone. Instead of switching apps to start working, the work comes to me in chat. I simply start a conversation with Ask Gemini, like I would with any other contact, and ask it to generate a proposal. I answer some follow-up questions so Gemini has the info it needs to start working in the background. And soon, it's created a fully branded, product-accurate pitch and slides. Now, this is great, but what if I wanted to set this up for my team so that my whole sales team can make the perfect proposal and analyze deals the way that I do? Now, with skills in Workspace, I can take the know-how from my brain and use it to help build our company brain. Let's see how we can quickly put that together in Docs. Here in Docs, where everyone is already working, I prompt Gemini to build a company skill based on my best practices of how I work with customers. Gemini finds all this context for me and constructs it directly into a doc. And I can collaborate with my team right here, as it's our way of getting things done. When the team is ready, I publish with one click using Workspace Studio, and it's instantly available to use anywhere you can use Gemini in Workspace. Now, anyone in my team can just ask Gemini to create a proposal using the perfect pitch skill. That's awesome. And there are many additional skill templates available out of the box in Workspace Studio. So as you saw, you're not just chatting about work anymore. You're taking direct action with Gemini right from your chat stream. But what happens when you need to coordinate complex flows across the entire company? To show you, please welcome Maryam Gholami.
Thanks, Yulie. Workspace brings your work to you. But a business runs on complex, multi-step outcomes that cross the entire enterprise. Gemini Enterprise is a central nervous system for your organization. Is where your teams and AI work side by side, securely connected to your existing applications, backend data, and productivity suites, including both Google Workspace and Microsoft 365. We are empowering every employee to build and direct agents that execute tasks ranging from the simple to the highly complex. How? Introducing our Enhanced Agent Designer. Our Enhanced Agent Designer allows anyone to build sophisticated agents through natural language without the need to write a single line of code. It empowers you to automate workflows while maintaining total control through a perfect balance of generative intelligence and deterministic business logic for guaranteed reliability. You can also seamlessly integrate human-in-the-loop checkpoints, ensuring your teams can review actions, grant approvals, or provide expert guidance exactly when it matters most. And these agents don't just execute, they learn. By capturing human feedback, they continuously adapt to the nuances of your business, getting smarter and more accurate with every interaction. And this Enhanced Agent Designer isn't just a standalone tool. Every node can connect directly to Google Cloud, your favorite third-party services, and existing agents. This is really a bridge, connecting and orchestrating your entire ecosystem of tools, services, and agents in one place. To make these agents even more effective, we are introducing skills in Gemini Enterprise. Using the open industry standard, you can now easily create a skill to codify your organization's unique expertise, ensuring your agents execute a specific task in a standard and consistent way, without every employee having to repeat the same instructions. And because our models know how to dynamically load these skills, your agents remain incredibly cost-efficient and laser-focused. They pull in deep expertise only when the task requires it, without cluttering the model's reasoning. And the best part? Creating skills in Gemini Enterprise is as simple as you saw being created in Google Workspace. And we are not done yet. We are taking agentic automation even further. Today, we are introducing long-running agents that work autonomously for hours or even days to complete your most complex mission-critical tasks. And because enterprise workloads demand enterprise trust, these agents execute in their own isolated environments within Google's secure and governed cloud. This means your agents have a dedicated sandbox space securely connected to your enterprise data to power through massive multi-step workflows. While incredibly powerful on their own, you can also bring these long-running agents into the Agent Designer as autonomous nodes, allowing you to stitch them together with deterministic business rules to drive your most complex operations. But how do you actually manage this new digital workforce? Today, we are introducing the new inbox. This isn't just a place for notifications. It's a unified command center to monitor all agent activity, from a quick everyday task to those complex multi-day workflows. Here, individuals and teams can track progress, receive alerts, and seamlessly provide that critical human-in-the-loop feedback. And because everyone works a little differently, employees can set their preferences to have these alerts routed directly to their preferred communication channels. And finally, because real work happens within teams, we are introducing projects in Gemini Enterprise. This goes far beyond just bringing your team into an AI chat room. It's a dynamic, multiplayer workspace where your human experts and your agents actively co-create and get things done side by side. With shared contexts and shared chats, your teams and their agents collaborate asynchronously or in real time to drive your most impactful outcomes. And to show you exactly how this comes to life, please welcome to the stage Derek Snyder.
Let's pretend for a moment that I'm going to start moonlighting as a product manager at a fintech company. How many people have started a new job recently? Anyone? Yeah, okay, a few hands. What was that like? Like the first couple weeks, you're like decoding all the corporate acronyms, begging strangers for doc access over and over and over again? Well, that's why we brought Gemini as Enterprise projects to bear. It's a focused shared workspace where teams and agents can work side by side. So you can see inside of projects, I have a number of different projects that are actually in flight. We've just recently launched our new mobile app, which is called Project Apollo. And when I go into the Project Apollo main page, you'll see right away I'm greeted with a number of summary cards that will instantly get me up to speed on everything that's going on. I can also see all the associated chats that are happening, all the documents that it's grounded on as well. So it's really easy for me to get going. Now, it's fantastic to see all this in one place, but one of the things I want to really point out is that this is a collaborative experience. You can see that I have all my colleagues seeing exactly the same pane of glass that I'm seeing, so we're always on the same page. Now, one of the biggest problems, of course, is that data continues to be trapped in silos. And so with that, we've actually brought the Knowledge tab to help bring all of your data together in one place. So you can see here, this is where all of the files that we're using on this project are uploaded. We've got notebooks from Notebook LM, and we even have connected data from Google Drive, and that's right, also Microsoft 365 with the OneDrive connection. So it's very easy for me to have all this data in one place while still respecting all the data permissions and governance so that I have cross-platform intelligence without actually ever having to compromise the security. So think of this Knowledge tab as really like a team brain that makes it accessible to every person and every agent that's working inside of this project. Now, how many of you have had that one coworker that's like a little too AI enabled? Like working twice as much, getting things done, sleeping very well. And you're like, Johnny, how do you do it? And he just tells you, oh, it's just prompting. It's just prompting. So to solve for that, we're introducing a new experience in Gemini Enterprise called Shared Chats. Think about this as Gemini finally going multiplayer. I can see all of the chats that my team is having, including all the help that Gemini Enterprise is bringing to bear. So now I can finally see behind the curtain of what Johnny's been cooking up and find out whether or not it actually is his prompting. Okay, so what I can see in the helpful little AI summary here is that it looks like the team has been doing a bunch of manual post-launch reporting. They have to work across all these different data sources, BigQuery and Zendesk and CDN dashboards. It's taking too long, so it looks like they're deciding to use a new long-running agent to actually monitor the launch. And look at that, I actually got a notification from that agent here in this other chat called Apollo Launch Control. Now, it looks like it has actually flagged an issue for my review. ABI latency is spiking in Southeast Asia, along with rising support ticket volume in this region. It's giving me a diagnosis, but check this out. I'm always in control. The human is always in the loop. So I like the plan that it's constructed here, where it's going to work across our BigQuery database, cross-reference all the Zendesk tickets, and actually start to draft a solution in the form of a Jira ticket. So everybody knows that developer that has to wake up in the middle of the night and start looking at dashboards that are on fire? This is your new night shift. It's always available and always monitoring, so you don't have to. And so just in a moment here, you see that it actually completed the task, and I've now got that Jira ticket automatically created, and it's assigned it automatically to DevOps. Now it's time that the technical fix is in motion. I need to update my CEO. All right, well, this is very difficult, right? Our servers just melted. So how do we translate that into perhaps we're navigating unexpected headwinds or something? So I'm going to go ahead and actually ask it to create an exec report on the launch. And just like that, it starts to pull again from all those same data sources. It analyzes all the data that's collected from the long-running agent about what's happened with the launch. And it creates it it automatically creates a post-launch summary that covers the day 1 through 3 metrics, including the 8 latency issue that I can actually now open up. And check this out. It opens it up in canvas mode. I don't have to switch tabs. I don't have to leave the app. And you know what? This is not just a preview. This is the full Google Docs experience living right inside of Gemini Enterprise. And you can see my colleagues, very eager beavers, are already making changes to this document so that we are able to work alongside our agent. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have automated the TPS report. Okay, so I like this very much. I'm going to tell it, do this weekly. And what that'll do is actually set up a scheduled send, where it's actually going to pull the new data on a weekly basis and continue to prepare that for me. Okay, so we've done a lot so far. I think one of the last things we want to do is perhaps get some lunch on the books to celebrate as a team. Now you'll notice, of course, with Gemini Enterprise and everything I've been showing you, everything I've been able to do has been visible to everybody else in the project, right? This is a collaborative experience. However, I can also switch into private mode. Suppose I want this lunch to be a surprise. And so I'm going to go ahead and ask it to schedule a 2-hour lunch with this team. Usually scheduling a lunch with 6 people that are on hybrid schedules is a game of corporate Tetris, where many of the blocks are actually invisible, and Dan from finance has decided to have focus time every afternoon, like he's running a monastery of some kind. And just like that, you can see that we have used the Workspace scheduling agent, which is natively available inside of Gemini Enterprise, to parse through all that and find exactly the right dates. Here are 2 great recommendations, or I can actually submit my own if I want to sort of manually take the wheel, and I can have that book time, and it actually reflects that directly inside of our calendars. Okay, so to wrap up, we have now completed all of our tasks in a matter of moments. What you've just seen is how projects can actually bring together in a focused workspace all of the work that you're doing with your agents and your human colleagues. Long-running agents actually autonomously solve problems with human-in-the-loop control, and how workspace agents running inside of Gemini Enterprise keep your teams executing in a single pane of glass. Thanks very much, and have a great Next.
What Derek just showed is incredible. But what about your engineering teams? If developers want to build with full code to solve your hardest problems, they can build on the newly announced Gemini Enterprise agent platform. Developers can build sophisticated agents connected to your custom logic and publish them directly into the Gemini Enterprise app for the business to use. Crucially, the agent platform is also the core layer that enforces security and governance across your organization. Because as we shift from managing static apps to managing autonomous agents, you need absolute control and trust. We deliver that through the following foundational capabilities. First, agent identity. By giving each agent its own unique identity, you can enforce the principle of least privilege. A finance agent can access payroll, but not employee benefits. Second, the agent registry. Think of this as your centralized, highly secure AI service catalog. The admins strictly govern which agents employees are allowed to use, giving your IT and security teams total visibility and control into every AI agent running anywhere in your enterprise. Finally, Agent Gateway. This acts as your centralized management point for network policies and data access. With our powerful context-aware access capabilities, we help ensure agents never send data to unapproved endpoints, effectively turning shadow AI into managed AI. And for your most sensitive emails, files, and documents, we provide exclusive client-side encryption, where you hold the ultimate shield, the power to authoritatively deny data access to any agent and any entity, including Google itself, to maintain true technical sovereignty. Regulated organizations can restrict where their data is stored and processed to a specific region, such as the US and EU, and more countries like Germany and India in the future. And with our secure, compliant infrastructure, we can help you meet the most rigorous industry standards, including HIPAA and FedRAMP High. Ultimately, all of this is built on a Google Cloud platform backed by a simple promise. Your data is your data. It is never reviewed by humans, never used for ads, and never used to train our AI models without your permission. Okay, we have seen how Workspace powers the individual and how Gemini Enterprise orchestrates your humans and digital workforce across the organization. Now, let's see how Google Workspace and Gemini Enterprise work seamlessly together in a real organization, bringing an employee's individual context and business data together to achieve real-world outcomes. To share how they're building their own agentic workforce, please welcome back to the stage Yulie Kwon Kim, alongside Yotam Lemberger, Senior Vice President and Head of Engineering at Compass.
Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Excited to be here. At Compass, our mission is to help everyone find their place in the world. Compass' journey was always tied with building the first end-to-end real estate platform and innovating in real estate. And we've partnered with Google closely over the years. We've used Workspace since company inception in 2012, and we've been also early adopters of Gemini. The pace of change and enhancements in Gemini Enterprise and Google Workspace have been, over the last year and a half, have been incredible.
It's been amazing to watch your journey, Yotam. You've really leaned into that two-pillar approach. Can you share with all of us how exactly are your teams using Google Workspace and Gemini Enterprise together?
Yeah, Workspace helps on the productivity side, helps us save time. For example, we take notes on Google Meet, state-of-the-art collaboration tools, and at Compass, we have a document and data-driven culture, and it requires the best tools. Gemini Enterprise and AI in general, on top of these tools, are taking it to another level. Together, they bring even more value for the individual utility of each of these platforms, but also it brings, we can bring in more tools. Custom agents, as an example, is also something we've been using and we're very excited about. Our engineering teams use Gemini Enterprise and Code Assist to build and pull one context from collaboration tools, design documents, product specs, all the way through code and testing. And our legal team, as another example, uses Gemini Enterprise to pull thousands of documents and even build custom agents to give their clients to use. Gemini Enterprise allows us to connect all enterprise data in one place. So we have everything we need when we need it.
That's a perfect example of breaking down those data silos. Why did you ultimately choose Google for your transformation?
It's a similar story to Compass. In real estate, there are 30+ tools a real estate professional needs every day to do their job. We provide a true end-to-end platform for all of them in one place. And we evaluated many options for coding, chat-based AI, custom agents, and we ultimately chose Google for three main reasons. Number one, it gives us a flexible, unified ecosystem. Instead of having many applications, Google helps us unify our context. Gemini Enterprise provides the glue between all of our tools, and we can focus on what we do best. Number two, security. All of our data is safely stored in Workspace. Using Gemini Enterprise eliminates our need for third-party AI vendors, so we avoid a fragmented, piecemeal AI strategy. The more tools you use, the more risk vectors you have. Google provides the highest level of security in one place. And finally, third, best-in-class tools. All of us know the challenge in constantly moving targets and tools that change on a daily basis. We want a platform we trust to innovate and evolve with our needs.
We're so proud to partner with Compass and you on this journey. Thank you so much for joining us today, Yotam. Back to you, Maryam.
As Yotam highlighted, a true central nervous system must connect to everything. And that means embracing an open and connected ecosystem that brings the outside world in seamlessly and securely. Today, we are launching the Agent Marketplace. This gives your users the ability to easily browse and request specialized third-party agents from partners like Box, Oracle, and ServiceNow. For example, Oracle's new agent connects directly to Oracle's AI Lakehouse and gives your teams natural language access to your entire Oracle data estate right from within Gemini Enterprise. And to tell you about another exciting new integration, please welcome John Aisien, SVP at ServiceNow.
Thanks so much, Maryam. It's really fantastic to be here with you all here at Google Cloud Next. Let me tell you about ServiceNow. At ServiceNow, our mission is to make the world of work better for people. And in the agentic era, this unparalleled experience that we're living through, this means eliminating execution friction, bringing intelligent action directly to where your teams are already collaborating, and super importantly, adopting a zero-privilege architecture, a zero-privilege security architecture that I believe firmly is a prerequisite for security and for risk-optimized work execution in the agentic era. Some of the world's most largest and complex enterprises rely on ServiceNow as the system of action for the critical workflows, including many of you in the audience today. We are your enabling technology. Think about us as a work execution hub for work across innumerable functions. Back office, IT, security and risk, sales, service, just as representative examples. And what we do is we bring two important concepts together to help to execute work in the way that I described earlier. We bring the business context, and we bring the truth represented by data in ServiceNow, and then through data reachability, data outside of ServiceNow. But we recognize, especially in a conference of this ilk, that many of you are already adopting or have already adopted Gemini Enterprise as your central hub for reasoning, for research, and for collaboration. So to truly transform your organizations, we realized that we had a responsibility, which we take very seriously, to bring these two powerhouses together. So let's step you through some representative examples. We are thrilled to announce deep native integration between Gemini Enterprise and the ServiceNow AI Control Tower. This collaboration makes it incredibly easy for you, our joint customers, to run specialized ServiceNow agents directly inside of Gemini Enterprise. But here's the most crucial part. For the IT and security practitioners in the audience, while your end users get the seamless natural language experience via Gemini Enterprise that you've already been educated about today, you can be confident that you retain the absolute governance, visibility, security, and operational control powered by the AI Control Tower for business reinvention that we're all about, and also aligning with the prerequisites necessary to get digital work done within your respective organizations. Now, to give you representative examples of what these integrations look like in practice, today we're launching two exceptionally powerful agents available on the Gemini Enterprise Marketplace. Again, purely as representative examples of the art of the possible. First is the IT Service Observability Agent. Now, picture this. An IT manager is responding to a major system alert. Now, instead of swiveling between different dashboards and ticket queue experiences, he or she can manage their entire IT environment using natural language, and super importantly, using the natural language of choice via Gemini Enterprise. They can ask the agent to diagnose a spike in server latency. They can cross-reference this server latency data with recent code deployments, and then automatically generate and route the arising incident ticket, all within a single thread chat, and without any human interaction, aside from the human interacting with this digital teammate, again in natural language, and in the natural language of choice. Now, second, we're also launching our telco network agent. Now, as many of you know, even for those of you who don't work for telcos, telecommunications networks are incredibly complex. Diagnosing challenges like network degradation, again, purely as a representative example, traditionally takes hours of manual investigation. With this specialized agent, network operators can use Gemini Enterprise, again, as the front door in natural language, in their natural language of choice, to query network health, identify the root cause of a localized outage, autonomously initiate remediation workflows powered by ServiceNow for field technicians. Super importantly, these workflows can be stochastic or agentically determined or deterministic, all executing in the same memory space. And as I mentioned earlier, by design, all of these workflows ensure compliance with internal security policies and the external regulations that you're required to comply with. In all cases, enabled by the AI Control Tower, which essentially combines governance, admin time and runtime governance, incidentally. With our acquisition of Armis, it powers both IT asset visibility as well as cyber asset visibility. It also brings access rights to all of those assets into a single, essentially think about it as a graph of graphs. And the outcome of all of these is that you can be super confident that in a circumstance where an agent is promoting itself with incremental permissions that create a potential toxic combination of entitlements, the ServiceNow AI Control Tower will validate and ensure that there's enforcement of all the security and operational controls that apply to your specific organizations. So to wrap, by bringing ServiceNow's purpose-built agents into Gemini Enterprise, I've just stepped you through two representative examples. We are empowering your teams to orchestrate complex processes across systems with unprecedented, even, speed and scale. We're so proud to partner with Google Cloud to deliver these agents and build the boundless future of work that this emerging and unparalleled AI platform shift is catalyzing. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Today, we explored what it truly means to build an agentic workplace. If you take away three things from our time together, let it be this. First, context is essential. By combining the work context of Google Workspace with the enterprise context within Gemini Enterprise, your agents finally understand how your business truly operates. Second, we're moving from tasks to outcomes. With our new tools, anyone can build and coordinate long-running agents that do the heavy lifting for you. And third, we're turning shadow AI into managed AI. With our agent platform, you have ultimate visibility, security, and governance over every agent in your ecosystem. The tools you choose today will define how your teams innovate tomorrow. We know that every organization is on its own unique journey. That's why Gemini Enterprise is built to meet you where you are, bringing powerful agentic capabilities to your existing workflows, even if you're currently using Microsoft 365. But to experience the full frictionless power of this new era, to truly unlock your personal creativity with your enterprise data, we invite you to build your ultimate foundation on Google Workspace and Gemini Enterprise together. We have a lot more to share with you here at Next. Make sure to visit Gemini at work in the showcase for great demos of Gemini Enterprise and Google Workspace in action, and go deeper in dozens of sessions that we're presenting over the coming days. We invite you to start your journey to an agent-powered workplace with us today. Have a fantastic Google Cloud Next.